Good evening, NoFos.
How did he comment before we went live?
Because it's on there.
Oh, I never knew that.
Phones on quiet, please.
Yeah. Hey, what's in the private chat stays in private chat.
Yeah. Rostered day off is what I think it is. Google says. RDO rostered.
Oh, right. So yeah, sorry. To give everyone context. Hi everyone who's joined. To give context, Philip Dunn managed to message us before we even went live. Morning all, hot raisin toast and coffee on the way. Cheers to RDOs. So we were trying to work out what it stood for. I went for what did I go for? I said didgeridoo Outback.
I
can't even remember what mine was though.
No,
I did. It was a terrible accent. I know that, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
I think it was right, Dingo, Oscar,
right,
something like that.
What does it actually stand for?
Rostered day off.
Oh, rostered day off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I'm guessing it's day off. Yeah, I'm guessing it's like Poets' Day for us.
Oh yeah, the Friday. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hi to Danny. Danny says, Wagwan, lads. Rage says, evening gents, late again, tut. Sorry. Andrew Taylor, hi Nick. Hi Les, hi Mike, hi Ryan, Fresh Meat, hi Harry, hi Terry. Harry, by the way, I don't know if anyone's seen, he's done a little video. So Harry was the chap that made these. This was the Mark 1 mortar tube cover, which you can clearly tell has moved off the desk since the last week. Lance has actually put his on. He now has a Mark 2, which is
right on the tip, just resting on the tip nicely.
Yeah. So,
Who's got the Mark 2?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. He's on his way.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna have a chat with Harry.
I was about to put that on my head. Then I was.
Yeah. I'll have a chat with Harry, and we'll come up with a Mark 3. But like, it has Bluetooth in it or something.
Bluetooth. What just automatically comes up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it'd be awesome if like the thing had like some sort of electronic gizmo in it that like counted the rounds that you fired.
Is it IR friendly?
It's IR friendly. It's got a laser on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's a mortar tube though. It's got about 19 red dots that come out the end. It could be any one of them over there. About 100 meters. Any of them red dots.
Just a massive searchlight.
That would be cool.
What is it?
Mike, so now did you actually see the cogs turn then?
Hi Jade, hi Pony Tony. I don't think we've seen you before, Pony Tony.
Pony Tony 729. Welcome along, sir. Like that.
Hi Kenny. Hi Terry. Is Terry? Did you have a chat with Terry Lance?
Who's Terry Lance?
Lance Terry. Did you have a chat with Terry?
Yes.
About next week?
Oh, that Terry. No.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Terry, I need to talk to you, mate.
I guess next week is potentially up in the air at the moment.
Sorry, I must say my admin's been shockingly bad recently. Oh
my god, Harry's actually sending us Mark 2s.
Mark 2s will be in there.
Oh, blimey, cheers.
Well, I'll put your patch back on.
I'm going to need a second.
Sorry, Harry. I'm sorry. Wow, you've got Velcro hair. Brilliant.
Yeah. Fresh Meat says electronic ignition is the best in the base of the tube. That'd be pretty nifty. Pretty nifty.
Yeah,
right,
like
1960s.
Yeah. Ciao, Mike. Ciao.
Shut up. Pony Tony says, I'm new. You can blame Andy for my attendance here.
Ah.
Yeah. He's the Muppet I work with.
So you build the robot man and things.
Yeah, he does.
Cool.
Can I have a chat with you about some fancy airsoft robots?
So, Pony Tony, talk to me. Terry Gillett says, me? Yes, you, sir. Who, me? Yes, you.
Right. Q&A week this week. So if anyone's got a question, whack it in the chat. If you could really help me by putting a Q at the start of it, it's going to help me identify the questions. I want to try this week because I do find it a bit hard to work out who's messaging who.
Paul Q emoji would be even better.
I don't know if the emojis work on here, but we'll go with that.
Got people doing winky face, smiley face, cry face, fist in the anus emoji at the top there. I did just see that. I didn't just make that up, actually.
But Danny, don't just write Q, you idiot.
It was.
as well.
See, this is what happens. This is what
Thanks,
you're dealing
Daddy.
with. Question we love you. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, that's you. Andy's put the question we love you. I'm like, you wait till I see that, Andy Bob. What a tosser. Yeah, I just like to point out that it was Kenny Rebel that did the fist of the bum emoji. There it is.
Oh, Tony, always up for taking ideas on an airsoft gadget build. We need to have a chat
Ooh.
with you and Harry and get you guys in the room. That'd be wicked.
Ooh, yeah, with a bottle of Prosecco. Mike's like,
says, I have a question. What's the answer?
No,
It's
so
not
yes.
Jeopardy. We're not going that way round.
Oh, that'd be
No,
quite
what
fun.
is it? Isn't it 42? What's the meaning of life? Isn't it a number?
That's 42, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
42. There you go. See, we'll answer all questions here.
Danny, oh, this is going well already. Danny says, up the bum, no babies.
That is incredibly. That is absolutely accurate. That is.
Yeah.
Cannot take anything away from that, other than it's completely safe.
Mike Brewer, would you rather have nipples for fingers or fingers for nipples?
Oh, let's think about that one. Oh,
Nipples
see, I
for
love a game.
fingers. Oh, fingers for nipples.
I love a game of Would You Rather. You can't beat a game of Would You Rather. Nipples for fingers.
Do you get one finger, or is it like a whole load of fingers?
Is it just nipples on the ends of the fingers, or do your fingers essentially get replaced for nipples?
It's like that.
Just essentially fists with warts on.
Well, that would make like
Fingerless.
mothers who breastfeed would be very, very stumped by that.
Personally, I'd rather have fingers for nipples because you can do that.
I'd like fingers for nipples, and if I was having some building work done at my house, I'd like to go out and say to the builders, and gesticulate with my nipple finger over there, not over there,
yeah, that way.
Over there. Do you know which way? I don't know which way. It could be either way.
Yeah. Or you could go, fuck you.
Right. So the first proper question that's coming from Andrew Taylor, and he's asked, what's everyone's opinion on using Russian kit nowadays? Now, we had a chat about this before the show. We don't really want to turn this into a political broadcast chat, to be honest with you. We've all got very heightened and emotional opinions on Ukraine at the moment. So we're going to try and avoid that kind of topic at the moment. I appreciate that it's a topic that invokes a lot of conversation. There's a lot going on around it, but just anyone that wants to throw questions in the chat, you're more than welcome to, but we probably won't pick them up this week. It might be something we discuss in the future, when hopefully the situation resolves itself in a positive way. But just, I don't mean to get all serious about it. It's just, it's a shit subject to talk about. And ultimately,
100%.
It's crap. So we did have a debate on how we were going to approach this, and this is our approach, basically. So, good question.
Cracking question, mate.
Not for the moment.
Yes.
We'll save it on one of our to answer later on lists.
Yes.
Definitely.
To revisit.
Yeah. Ryan James, have you started packing for Legion yet?
Yeah,
I have.
Have you really? What have you packed?
Socks.
And that doesn't count. And unpacking a new delivery of something you've bought doesn't count as packing it. Unwrapping a package does not count as packing for an event.
I haven't started packing yet.
You haven't started packing any, Mike.
Let's go. The reason, I'll just cover this quickly. The reason that I was saying that was I've bought some Hero Sharks. These are the hexagonal mesh. So I'm going to be running these at Legion to give these a go.
I do like the look of them.
I can't remember for the life of me what I think these are the Mako brand or something. I'm going to be giving them a go, and I also bought a Delta Mike Face Pro. That's the Mark II. So nice. I'm going to be running that at Legion to give that a bit of a go, along with some other bits and pieces as well. So that's the only thing I've kind of really planned at the moment.
I've got bugger all. I've bought nothing recently. Absolutely jack. I bought some coffees, which is uber exciting. But yeah, no new kit as such. I'm going to be all right for Legion, I think, because I've got the SEO one the weekend before, which I'm currently squaring away. And it's quite handy that it's completely different loadout to the Legion one. Obviously, I'll be in multi-glam for the Legion, and then sort of PMC, DPM, solid block colours for the SEO. So kit-wise, I'll be sort of just unpacking, giving stuff a clean that needs it, repacking. And then obviously my MTP kit's already squared away, ready to go, really. Can't make my mind up what I'm going to run. I think I'm steering towards webbing, but then it's some buildings and it can be a little bit wide and I don't know. It's a ball like
chest rig would be good up there.
Chest rig, yeah, all day long, especially if they do have vehicles there. Chest rig's good,
especially
and you know, a very low profile belt kit, you know, like a shooter's belt sort of thing with your secondary and a couple of mags, you know, an IFAK on it or something like that, or a dump sack. But yeah, certainly it is a cock and balls to try and get in a vehicle with webbing and stuff like that. Belt kits on, big belt kits on, and mollied backpacks onto a plate carry if you are wearing one.
Mm.
You know, you want a removable jobby for the trucks and stuff. Yes, but I can't decide. Webbing, belt kit.
I don't really tend to carry too much stuff in me at Legion because the most part it's kind of in and back out again, isn't it? It's not.
Well, I don't know. When we did that, what was it? 6-hour bloody recon patrol.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, you were.
No, I twisted my ankle. I took a bit of a break.
No, there was you, David, me, Dan.
I wasn't on the 6-hour one.
Oh, you was back at the FOB. No, but you was at the event.
Yeah, I was at the event, but
yeah,
I wasn't on that patrol.
I was like, what? I'm sure you were there. Whoa. Yes. So yeah, we were out quite a while.
How about you, Andy? You're not going, are you?
I'm not going. No, there's no spaces left, I don't think. So missed out. I'll be there in spirit though.
I have just been pinging you links to events that I'm going to in the next.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I looked at my phone and went,
going,
why have I got 14? I was like, what are all these links? I was like, I don't want to see. The OnlyFan one threw me though. I was like, no, I don't want that one.
This is a very, very private event.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Cool. Lance, I was going to say your vest that you had on for your SEO event, is that new?
For my webbing? It's not. It's it is new-ish. It's not recently purchased new. I bought it a while ago, but I've not used it at all. And I wanted to get it's almost like a patrol yoke type esque thing, but you can't really get them in DPM like the old school DPM. So I bought a Dutch Army Molly.
You need a yoke in DPM.
What?
I haven't heard of yokes in DPM.
I know you know. No. No, I know you're yoking about that one. No, what it is, I've seen the patrol yoke in MTP for MTP webbing, obviously, but I haven't seen it in DPM. So the patrol yoke's got it's like a more of a waistcoaty type feel to it. So the closest thing I could find was a Dutch Army assault vest that's completely bare that you can molly on whatever pouches you want. So I've got one of them and completely bastardized it onto my PLC webbing set or belt kit, like 95 kit or whatever it's called. And it's super duper comfy. I didn't send you any pictures or anything to put a picture up of it, but I did put it on my Instagram. But yeah, so that was about. They've gone up a bit in price now because I think I only paid about 19 quid for it, 19.99 on eBay. But I think you can get like vests now with a few pouches for sort of like 25, 30 quid. But I mean, they're not designed for webbing, I don't think. But I've sort of made it work with some really heavy duty, strong outdoor zip ties and stuff like that, which are sort of thicker than my thumb. So there's not much chance of them breaking off because they're for holding cables up really high on gantries and stuff like that, which is cool.
You find that it sits comfy then?
It does, mate. It does. It sits because obviously the standard yoke shoulder straps are only probably like 2 inches wide, whereas this is like across your whole shoulder, and it just sits there. It spreads all the way across your back nicely. And I literally just loaded it up. I took out like my cook set and that, and literally just put a load of water bottles in there, full up. So I had like 5 58-pound water bottles in there. So it's proper heavier than what it should have been. But I thought, well, if it's uncomfortable now, then I won't bother. But if it really takes this heavy load, took the dog for a walk for an hour around the forest or an hour or so, just cracked on. It was really fine. You know, no worries. I even took my day sack with me as well, because I always have a coffee in that over there. I didn't even take the kit off. Just sat down. It's perfect. Really good. So very happy with that. Nice little difference. And obviously you can add some bits to it if you needed to. If you've got your belt kit on and you need to put, I don't know, like an additional radio for like an event radio that gets given to you by the organizer, you could pop a molly pouch on there, no worries, because you've got all that empty webbing, empty molly on the vest. So yeah, no, happy with that.
Yeah, I immediately went out and bought one.
I looked at the JJ's one for the MTP thing, but it's a big layout for it's like 180 quid for the patrol yoke. And it's like it's the same as the Dutch Army. It looks very similar. Obviously, it's MTP. It's made by JJ's, which is fucking awesome kit. I've never owned any, but it is. You know, everyone knows it is. Everyone raves about it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a big outlay to achieve that. I'm trying to find one of these. I don't know if the Dutch Army ever did MTP or whether they're just still in DPM, which is cool. But yeah, there you go. So that's like I have sprayed it up, obviously, because it was really, really new DPM. It was like, whoa.
Oh,
so I've given it a couple of good coats of rattle can, and obviously that will come off in the rain, and when it's been chucked about in the dirt, it will start to brush off a bit, and you'll sort of start to see the camo pattern come back. But it was ultra bright, like ridiculously bright. JJ's Terry, don't tell me things like that. Do not tell me things like that. Delete that comment, Mike, quick. Terry's last one. I'm not seeing it.
JJ's do clown. Oh, do they? Ooh.
He is an absolute toss bag. Terry, I don't need to talk to you after this. Right? No, but yeah, that is a cool bit of kit, that patrol yoke that JJ's do for the MTP webbing, the belt kits. It's got the pockets, it's got additional molly and out on it as well. Comfy as you like, and you can chuck a body armor over the top of it or a plate hanger. It's still quite relatively low profile. If you wanted to run a belt kit with a plate hanger, would love a JJ's rig, mate, wouldn't we all, bud? Some of their webbing is fucking second to none. It's the best. I even just sit there watching videos on YouTube like, oh, it's really nice.
Yeah, someone threw one up on one of the kit sales a couple of days ago. It was like 230 quid.
Yeah.
And it had already been sent off and got custom pouches, and I was like, shan't I?
I've got to get back from JJ's. Their quality is something else. Yeah, oh mate, yeah, Ryan, I'd love to see some pictures of that, mate. Is that the free utility pouches in the poncho roll, or have you had the netting put on the rocket pouches as well? That's a cool. I love that idea. Where behind the rocket pouch you'd have a netted pocket put in like a drawstring, just for quick chucking stuff in. That's cool. I like that. Even second hand, it's money. Yes, mate, holds its value. Holds its value really well.
Oh, and he says Dragon Supplies do some awesome custom webbing as well.
Yeah, I've got a set of Dragon Supplies airborne webbing MTP belt kit somewhere. I don't know where it is. I've got one. I think Dan's got it actually. Dan might have it. But that's quite good because it is what it is. You can't change it. It's not like a molly platform. The pouches are fixed in place. So I think you've got 4 ammo pouches. You've got a grenade pouch on one side and a can cream pouch on the other. And I think it's got 4 utility pouches around the back, and that's it. It stays as it is. You can't change it. So JJ's Klarna, £180, 3 payments, £60 a month, no interest. Oh, no, shut up. There.
Can we ban him? Because he.
I think both of them. I think we need to get a sin bin in place here.
Time out.
Pop them in a timeout for a little while with a Milky Bot Bot.
Right, next ask. Boil in a bag or fresh cooked food for weekenders. So by this, we'll probably assume that it's not like a full MilSim event in terms of, you're not going to be camping out the whole time. Well, I'll tell you what, let's approach it 2 different ways. So camping out the whole weekend, like you're in the field the whole weekend, or versus
a non-stop,
like
a non-stop,
so a non-stop
Friday morning,
like an Octo 8 type thing.
For convenience and ease and minimal prep, it'll be boil in the bag or wrap packs for me. I mean, for either, because you can get some really nice meals now. You can get like the millet stuff, beyond the beaten track, or what's it called, Wayfarers meals. They're really good. The chicken tikkas and the steak and meatballs are really good meals. Boil in the bag. They're gonna have a few extra special E numbers in them to keep you going, and the calorie count's gonna be a lot more than something fresh and wholesome and mama's home cooking. But yeah, I mean, it's a weekend, and it's not you're doing it every day of the week, unless you do boil in the bags every day of the week. I don't know. But yeah,
I made that. I made like little ration packs. So you have your boil in your bag, a little bit of hard bread from Sainsbury's, a breakfast bar, and things in it. Came to 12 quid in total, like including the bag. But I can reuse the bags now. So the next one's only going to cost me about a tenner.
Yeah, nice.
And that's boil in the bag, thrown in the pack. That's it, done. Like no problems. Whereas fresh cooked, you've got to make sure that it stays. If you're cooking meat, you've got to make sure it stays cold, or at least isn't going to go off and isn't going to get eaten by animals. If you go wandering off and you come back and you find a fox with his
Or
head.
me. You might have me,
Yeah,
Chip,
or Lance.
I'll be fucking alone.
Yeah,
mate.
Lance.
Just
Lance
on all
with his
fours,
arse
growing
out,
it.
yeah. Yeah, sausage hanging out his mouth.
And he'd be like, straight arms. Get in your bed. You're bad. And
spraying.
yeah, like mini me with a little bottle of water.
Yeah. Go, Lance, float.
Oh, Mike,
He's
sorry.
trained though.
Yeah, I mean, I generally tend to use like the ball in the bag stuff. I don't make my own per se, but I must profess for the weekenders where you kind of got it's more like glamping.
Yeah, where you've got that break.
We've done some pretty nice steaks.
I must say.
I mean, Andy hadn't been to an event with us before, and then he rocked up and was like, "Andy, do you want a steak?" And he was like, "Well, obviously yes." And we were like, Lance is preparing the salad, and I'm sorting the steak out, and Andy was like, "Fuck me, this."
Yeah, I was like, "Hang on a minute."
To be fair, we did eat a silly amount of food that weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
There was a lot.
There was a cafe as well. We went for a full English breakfast.
There was a cafe incident. Well, the night before that was our going as well. Double burger.
Oh, the two double burgers.
Yeah.
Double burger and chips. I was like, oh.
That upset a few people.
Yeah. Well, you snooze, you lose, didn't you?
So Ryan says, keep all my spare rations from exercise just for MilSims.
Yeah, nice, mate. My favourite Brit Army Rat Pack meal is the Indonesian pork and rice. That is fucking sublime. Obviously, it's probably not if you eat it day in, day out. If you was actually serving, or and you think open another like day 31, you've opened your Rat Pack meal. Oh, look, it's Indonesian pork and fucking rice. But I really enjoy them, so send them my way if you don't like them. Yeah, that's a very nice meal out of the Brit Rat Packs. And burger and beans from Millets. Burger and beans, because everyone thinks it's just burger and beans, right? It's not until you open it. You've actually got cubed potatoes in the bottom. Because it's in small print underneath. So you've got burger and beans.
Plus potatoes. I've got to admit, the Wayfair chicken tikka one's next. Like,
oh, yeah.
Really
Wayfair is the green packets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's my favourite.
Yeah, really.
Chicken tikka and rice. It's good.
Yeah.
I'll get mine from Bewell Expedition Foods.
So I went to Millets because you get buy one, get one half price. And I think it was like, I don't know, it was stupid prices at the time. It was like
I need to have a chat with Millets whether we can get a discount code for them.
Yeah, because I use them a hell of a lot for specifically for that. If I can't go to Brit Rat Pack meals, I'll use just Millets. Because, I mean, going back to Nick's question about boiling the bag or fresh, I mean, I probably would go boil in the bag most of the time. Like Andy said, for keeping stuff cold and making sure it's fresh, unless you've got the means of bringing a cool box with you and stuff like that, which is just more shit to carry. Millets do Klarna. I think I'm all right to lay out for Rat Pack meals in one bud. I don't think I need to get finance on a fucking £5 boiling bag dinner. If I have to finance that, I shouldn't be going to a MilSim event. But what was I saying? Oh, bloody hell, Les, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so taking like cool boxes and stuff like that, it's all well and good if you've got the facilities there and you can get your vehicle close to where you're setting up and stuff like that, which is quite cool. But, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be boiling the bag, Rat Pack meals. And, it's a weekend, you can stomach it for a weekend. If the meal's not that great, just get it down, there's a bit of fuel in it. It'll be all right. You're not going to get hurt. But, yeah, boiling the bags, I do enjoy them. But we did do that challenge, didn't we, for making your own ones? Was it £10?
Yeah, I mean, it's fully doable. Like, it's not a problem.
Yeah, we've proven that.
The only thing I would say is that the waste from the do your own ones, we had a lot more. I kind of worked out I had a lot more rubbish left over afterwards, like the tin cans and stuff like that. It's a lot harder to get rid of all of that. Whereas obviously all the bags and various plastic packaging. I know plastic bag, but it does all compress down into almost nothing.
Yeah.
Kenny Rebel says, some of the meals from hiking shops are pricey. Rage says, if you shop around, you can get some good deals on them, though.
Yeah. Have a look at Prepper's Shop, Kenny, for your boiling the bags, mate. Look on Prepper's Shop. They do some wicked deals for Rat Packs and stuff, and individual actual meals as well. I think they've got, currently you can get 48 blueberry buns for $19.99 or something. If you want them, you crack on, get on there.
I ordered the cinnamon ones. Amazing. I've got a box full of them up there. Fresh meat, talk about Prepper Shop. If you use the NoFo code, you can make your own ration pack with some money off. That's on the website if you're interested.
Oh, Fresh Meat. Yes, welcome back, Fresh Meat. We had your relative, Mr. Meat, last couple of weeks. A bit odd, to be honest. Didn't
Kenny
like him
Rebel,
much.
would it ruin everyone's immersion if Just Eat turns up asking for a friend? Rage says, not as long as you share.
Yeah, but Domino's
Sharing is caring. Oh yeah.
Domino's can deliver to map coordinates. They're the only ones that do it. Just so you know.
I don't suppose it would ruin the immersion if you droned it in. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
If Just Eat's like that. Look, Rage. Drone. I have got one.
Found it.
I wasn't bullshitting or taking the piss.
The number of messages I've received from people from the last episode that like, I've got a Tranger mic. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Like genuinely,
it's good. Yeah,
awesome.
Lots of love for the Tranger.
Yeah. You need to tell Rage though. Like, I haven't got a problem with it.
Good lad, Lance. There we go. Tranger Legion, mate.
Because going back to the food, because there's lots of chat. Tom Hibbard, for me, it depends on how rapidly you need to get out on QRF and how much downtime there is. So that does make a massive difference.
Yeah, exactly that, mate.
Because obviously, ball in the bag, some of them you can eat cold, and they're not.
I think
too
all of
bad.
them you can. Yeah, I mean, some of them will taste like
but
shit.
there's whether you want to and whether.
They can all be eaten cold. It's the idea of them for a lot of sort of like a very, very hard routine. You know, no sound, no light, all that sort of business. If you're that immersed in it, then fair play to you. My kids have gone hard routine with rations once because I treated them to I said we'll go for a nice long walk over the woods, take the dog, I'll take the jet boil, this, that, and the other. We'll cook up a couple of Rat Pack meals each. I got them I think it was a chicken tikka eats from Millets, you know. We got over there and I'd left the fucking jet boil at home. So I had 2 kids sat there under a basher eating cold chicken tikka and rice, literally just giving me daggers like you're a twat. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I told the wife about it. She's like, you do a podcast about packing for events and fucking you can't even take a cooker with you, the kids in the woods. I'm like, all right, fucking shut up. I know. Rubbish, Dad. Rubbishdad.com.
Andy, you've messaged me about your Instagram. Whereabouts is it?
It's got the picture of the Wayfarer packs that I made up. It's about halfway down.
Tom, I like the episode
of
Russians that you did. Who's Tom? Who the fuck's Tom?
What's Tom? What?
Terry's put Tom, I like the episode about rations that you did. I think Terry's been at the source again.
Tom James, always grab a Subway for lunch the first day.
No.
No.
I don't know.
I'm very confused.
No, just Terry's put a question. I've said, Tom, I like the episode about rations that you did.
Oh, Tom at AATV.
Oh, of course. Well, sorry. Yes,
yeah,
about the
is Tom in the chat? I haven't seen him specifically.
The Italian rap.
Just a bit confused as to. Yeah, I know who Tom was. Just that's kind of hot, isn't it? Kenny said I made curried bratwurst with sauerkraut at the last event I went to. I mean that's pretty intense.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Tom is in the chat.
Oh, Tom Hibbert.
I think
it is Tom. Yeah.
I think Tom's got a bit of a thing for the Dutch Molly vest as well because we had a little conflab about that. So I think
That's Tom. It's that Tom.
It's Tom.
Sorry, I didn't put the two together. Oh, we're doing well. Hi, Tom.
We're doing well. We might need Betty boys.
Yeah, it's been a long week so far.
Says the person that was trying to click the mouse using their vape.
Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah, so before we came on, I was trying to click on the link to get onto the StreamYard software, and I was using this. I literally wasn't looking at my mouse mat, and I was just grabbing my vape going, the arrow's not moving. And then I looked, and it was my vape. Good job I wasn't trying to smoke my mouse, wasn't it? Fill it up with liquid. What's this crap? It's not even working. Rubbish.
That's a euphemism, isn't it?
Les says, guys, Terry's not well at the moment. He's in a lot of pain. Can we show him some love?
No.
Oh. Why is he in pain?
Because I reckon Les is talking.
I don't know. The chat's just gone to pot. Everyone's talking. It's like
Terry's not well at the moment. He's in a lot of pain. Can we show him some love?
question.
If you are genuinely in pain, Terry, I will show you many, many loves. But I can't help but feel this is a wind up for Les.
Right, I'm going to roll straight on to the next question. Oh God, the next question was, Mike, was it a masturbate? Thanks, Terry. We'll get rid of that one.
Go on, the Reaper boys. Is that Terry again?
Yeah.
I think these Terry's painkillers kicking in.
Right, Philip Dunn. Hi, Philip. What average FPS are your AEGs running?
My bolt is about 308, I think, 310 ish, thereabouts. On lift points 2.8s quite comfortably. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a 350 firing or anything above that. Well, any of my rifles have ever done that really. It's usually been the high 2.8, like the high 200s or the low 300s really.
Because it's based ultimately on the joules, isn't it? So it's not.
Yeah,
actually,
it is. FPS is a bit pants
FPS
for measuring power and stuff. It's all
Yeah.
joules, but I'm not really that au fait with how you would measure. I know me lifting 0.28s at 30 something or other, or 307 or whatever it is under. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I've actually, funnily enough, been looking into this, and we're going to be looking at a spreadsheet on the website because I've been putting one together.
Ooh. That'd be handy.
That's what I
secret
thought.
squirrel.
Yeah, I know. Well, I haven't finished it yet. So, the way it works is that ultimately there's a limit for joules in the UK. An airsoft replica cannot fire over a certain joule limit without it becoming a firearm. And then the way that the joules works out is that the mass of the BB, be it 0.2, 0.3s, etc., relates to the speed of the BB, which ultimately gives the energy of the overall riff.
I think
so if you're firing 350 on 0.2s, that's pretty much close to the limit of what's acceptable for like a automatic or like semi-automatic. I need to look at. I'm not finished with my spreadsheet yet. But the maximum is the bolt action. This is why sniper rifles can fire 500 feet per second on a 0.2. But you shouldn't be firing 500 feet per second on like a 0.4, for example, because that then is a much higher joule.
It also works out on because site limits a lot of sites do 350 FPS as like a standard, but I think the actual legal limit is like 370. But sites have given themselves that bit of extra leeway in between the 300 and the 375 or 370 or whatever it is. But a lot of sites just do 350 just to be safe.
350. I mean, every time I've ever done it, it's been 350 on 0.2s or whatever it is, or they always chrono on 0.2s. But Terry's got an analysis. That's good for help you with your maths, that will, wouldn't it?
I got that. I got it.
Took me a while. Not gonna lie.
That's how Terry works out his dual query for an FPS with his axis.
Well, this is the chat. This is what awesome. So Leslie's got a massive infection in his mouth. Danny said block him. Kenny says cue the world's tiniest violin.
So much love.
Says this is what I love about the podcast. The amount of Fridays I piss myself driving home.
Good man.
Lance Rage has just sent you a really useful FPS dual chart on WhatsApp.
Ooh, just Bert.
You can send stuff to me as well, Rage.
No, don't Rage. Don't. I love our little private thing we've got going on. Brilliant.
But no, there will be like a little chart, and we're going to upload it onto.
We're right. Look at this. Oh, cheers, bud. I appreciate that, mate. Nice one.
It's quite interesting because I didn't really realise. I've
never really paid much attention to it. I've just let the man at the place say, "Yeah, you're fine. Have a zip tie." Cheers.
Yeah.
I've got a zip tie.
What I did. Yeah, that's why I played with the LMG though, because I can have it at 3.45 or 3.65, depending on.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, LMG bottom mag. Just get 4 different weights and just tip them all in. They'll be like, "What are you running?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mystery. Let's see what you get hit by.
Yeah. But it does make suppressive fire more interesting when they're literally going.
Yeah. The best one is when you use different colours. On a tracer, if you put reds and greens and blues in there and just fire, it looks amazing. It's like rainbow.
Into Star Wars.
For gay pride or something like that. I'm shooting you with the rainbow.
That Skittles advert that was banned in it. Oh.
Yeah. Rage has just sent it to Mr. Needy too. Thanks, bud.
Mr. Needy.
Is there a Mr. Mr. Men book of that, Mr. Needy.
Mr. Needy, there should be.
I think there might be one.
There's
If there
the
isn't,
adult.
if there isn't, then Mr.
there's
Needy
one
needs
on
to
its
go and
way.
get it.
Yeah, there's adult Mr. Men ones, isn't there?
Is there?
Mr. Large, yeah, Mr. Large, and things like that. Google it; it's quite funny.
Oh, I say. Oh, I say. That's very inappropriate.
Tom, who's now joined us on Anvil Airsoft TV instead.
So he knows who.
I now know who he
Tom
is.
from Anvil Airsoft, Mike. Say hello.
Hi, Tom. Dual creep is alarmingly
Apologise,
easy to set up, especially if the site chronos on 0.2s. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, this is the thing. It's interesting how much we actually don't know. I mean, I would say we're fairly regular airsofters, and there's a lot of airsofters out there that go maybe once a week, something like that, and they don't know anything about the actual legal limits around it. It's like, yeah, I've got this awesome gun and it fires this, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, but do you understand where that comes from? But no, Rage has just asked, do a lot of sites do that? Then I've only ever been chronoed on the weight I'm using. So I've had a few sites where they've restricted you to 0.2s. They make you effectively come up with an empty mag. They squirt a few 0.2s in there, and then they see what you do.
Yeah, your 5-round average sort of thing.
Yeah.
And say whether you're yay or nay.
Yeah.
But then, so if your gun was hot and you chrono with a 0.2, what reading on FPS then for playing? Let's make it easy for Mr. Idiot here, because I'm not too au fait. Like I said, I'm not too au fait with it. Thank you to Rage for your chart there, mate. So if I was, if they put 0.2s into my mag and I fired 5 rounds, what alarm bell should be ringing for me as the rifle owner to say, "Whoa, I think this gun might be a bit hot"? You know, what numbers should I be seeing? Would it be like 370s or 360s?
I can't remember what the dual limit is.
The dual limit,
because obviously that would be quite handy to know is what you shouldn't be getting, as opposed to what you should.
Is it 1.3?
1.3 is the maximum, yeah.
On 0.2s for an AEG. For an
no. So 1.3 joules is around 370 FPS with a 0.2 gram BB.
And
which is the national? That's the national limit.
That is the limit now, isn't it? It was 350, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
no. So 350 is I think what sites generally use, because obviously it gives you a little bit of scope either way. Like if they've got everyone firing just on the limit, then obviously if you go over that, then you've got, it's the same as like speed cameras and stuff like that. They're very rarely actually set up to 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because of the various, you can get a little bit of tolerance in there.
Yeah.
They normally go off after 76.
So it's all dual. So I need to get this dual. So right, okay. So Kenny, let's pick Kenny Rebel's answer there. 1.13 on 0.2s, or 1.14. A few of the guys have said. So what should my dual be if I'm firing for my DMR, for example? I shoot 0.36 BBs. So what should my dual be for that to be legal?
So is it single shot only?
It's a DMR, so it's locked to semi-auto.
Right. So in which case you can go higher. That's 2.5 joules
on 0.36.
So 0.36.
No, I think Gilly's got that one. 1.88 for DMR. He's written on the chat.
That was it.
I'm
reading. So I'm reading UCAPU. They are saying that the recommended threshold of lethality for airsoft BBs in the UK single shot is 2.5 joules on 0.2, which is about 520 FPS. So if you translate that as 2.5, I'm going to use the chart that Rage has just sent over.
Same joule across all BBs, Lance. Right, so it doesn't matter the weight of the BB, the joule will still be the same.
Yeah.
Is that correct? What I'm saying then?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
But then that's where the FPS changes. So if you've got the same weight BB, if you've got varying weights of BB, they would equate to the same joule output, but then that's where your speed then has to correlate against that.
Or I might have to borrow Terry's abscess to work this one out.
If you fire a heavier BB, so if you've got a heavy BB, right, to get that at the same joule, you're going to need to put less force in it than you would. Is that right?
I thought if you've got a heavier BB, it's going to take more.
Confuse myself now.
Oh,
let's use a 0.2. If you've got a 0.2 gram BB, this is where we're going to start getting people like lost and like shouting at us.
No, this is why we've got really good professional people that know their onions when it comes to this sort of shit in the chat.
If you've got a 0.2 gram BB and you're firing that at 300 feet per second,
yes,
right, I'll call it 300. That will give you a joule value. If you then have a heavier BB, to get to that same joule value, because it's to do with energy, you would have to fire that less because it's the impact.
You want me on again?
Yeah, we do. We do. Tom.
Yeah.
That's why we love Q&As. We get onto something then and we dissect it.
There is a chart basically, and I will put a chart on the website. I've gone
as long as you've got that chart on you, you're completely legal.
Yeah.
Put the gun
basically,
down. Don't worry,
basically, guns should be measured on joules rather than FPS, because joule creep comes in.
Bring back Anvil. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need some stats. We need some stats. Stat.
Oh, right. Okay.
Next week on Anvil's show, he'll be talking about joules. So
yes,
we'll all go and watch that, and then we'll do another one.
Equals energy equals lance. Yes, I like that. I haven't got any hair.
No, joules is a measure of energy, but the weight of the BB does affect it because it's how much speed you're putting into the. There's maths behind it. I'll put something up on the website and we can all stare at that.
You know what we need? We need Vorders on. Get Carol on the blower.
Pony Tony 729. Opinion on helmets. I had a PTS M-Tech, but it was a sweat box with no vents. Put me off helmets altogether. Andy Shush.
We all know how much he likes it. Helmets.
Well, Mike, you are our resident helmet lover.
I would agree. I think most helmets, for me, make me sweat more. I've worked out recently, I lose a lot of heat out the top of my head. So if I leave my head generally uncovered, sorry.
You maverick. So you're a cavalier, not a roundhead, huh?
If I leave, if I don't wear stuff on my head, I am able to balance my temperature a lot more. If you want to wear a helmet, I would suggest getting one with vents. I think it's an element of personal decision as well, isn't it? But I find
Andy has a helmet there, which is
a helmet on.
Ooh,
have you got? Is that a mesh panel on top with vents, or is it just?
Yeah, so there's vent panels in it. So this is a FMA clone of the Team Wendy helmet, but I've changed all the padding and everything to proper Team Wendy stuff. But it's all got vents in it. So literally all of that is, I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's all vented.
Oh yeah. Nice.
And I don't sweat in that at all. But we have got a helmet one coming up soon, haven't we?
We are going to be doing a helmet one. Yeah.
We're all going to get our helmets out and give them a good old going over. Mike obviously has more helmets than us, so I will bring a few from my collection.
But I generally, for the most part, try and avoid wearing a helmet. Funnily enough, I mean, I love. I was going to say I love a helmet. That's going to be an awkward meme.
No, it's fine.
I love wearing a helmet.
Man.
But I have to agree they are sweat boxes. It is difficult.
I love it.
I've never run the Dye 4 or the Dye 5, which is like the helmet mask integration thing. I've never run one of those before, and I'd be very intrigued to find out if people get as sweaty in them. I appreciate that there's.
See, I love the Mandalorian looking one.
Yeah.
I know. It's obviously not for like it's not like a MilSim, but it just looks fucking cool. You see dudes on Instagram with all the rig on, and they've got that helmet with the Mandalorian or Boba Fett mask on the front, or the Sparta 300. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just looks cool. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
It's just cool looking. You can't deny it, whether it's appropriate for a MilSim or not.
Well, you've got the Warhog ones, haven't you? The Warhog helmets. A camo helmet with a visor, and all this section here is just a big mesh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. The Dye 4 is just the mask, isn't it? I'm thinking of the
Dye
one
4 is just the mask.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Dye 4 is Speed Soft.
Yeah.
Warhog is more MilSim-y. And then Lance's cosplay one with
or Mando.
Yeah, or Mando.
This is the way. Of course it is, son.
I suppose you could do that, but yeah, it looks awesome, I think.
It does look cool.
if someone turned up to and said that's not MilSim, I'll say, but it's future MilSim.
If I had that though, I'd have to have a cape. I'd have to have a cape with it. I'm sorry. If I'm going to wear that, if you're going to wear that helmet, you have to wear a cape with it, and have someone follow you around with a really big fan, so the cape constantly blows. Ripples.
And Mike in a little hovercraft following you around, painted green.
Well, that's better. I thought you were going to say like. I thought you were going to say like R2-D2, but no, we actually went down Baby Yoda.
Oh, I went down Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Les says this is sounding like a CD basement flat.
Yes.
Welcome to the
I
show.
would completely agree with that. Welcome. Les, you should know by now, mate. Come on.
AATV, hate helmets unless I've got comms and NV on. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It gives you a platform.
You've got no choice. It is a mounting base for various bits and bobs and trickery, isn't it?
Kenny feels like Darth Balls with a turtle helmet on.
Fair play.
James C's calling me out, quite rightfully, referring to the walk helmet, not the die ones. So yeah,
Walk,
sorry.
that's it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is it walk you or whatever?
I think it's walk.
I'm not sure.
Next time I see you, I'm going to bring my Ops Core Maritime and the Mandible. Oh yes, mate.
Oh,
actually, the Mandible.
I might see you boys this
becoming
weekend. Yeah,
UK, isn't it?
You know, I'll probably see you before you see me. You know what I'm saying?
Those Ops Core Maritimes though, so comfy.
I think Terry, Les, and Danny and Wayne at Fresh Meat are doing a bit of training this weekend over at the private site.
Mm-hmm.
Might see if I can go and get eyes on.
Or just hide in a bush.
Relay some in.
Or just not turn up now. Just tell them.
Or just stay at home and pretend I'm there.
Yeah.
Can you see me yet? No, wrong way. Cold. Getting colder.
Send them onto the motorway.
Lou comes. Mrs. comes out the kitchen. Cup of tea. Oh, yeah, lovely. Cheers, Don. Yeah, still cold.
Ryan says, I always run a helmet, got a cheap clone of a fast helmet and have no issues with heat issues. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, I think there is an element of personal preference.
Definitely, yeah. So I love a soft cover. I love my little boonie hats. Alien World Airsoft. Oh, welcome back, mate. Oh, first time here. But we haven't. No, this is a second alien type person then. Oh, Alien Aquatics, didn't we? Because
we had Alien Aquatics.
We used to koi ponds.
Yeah, we never really got to the bottom of.
No, we didn't know. I think as soon as I mentioned koi ponds on Mars, I'm not sure if they left or not. I just thought, you're clearly a fucking idiot, so I'm not going to stick around. Alien Aquatics, yeah. Welcome to Alien World Airsoft.
Unless it's the same person and they logged in with a different. Maybe they're doing what I did.
Oh no, I don't think my mind can handle that. That did literally blow my mind that night. Who is this imposter?
I said lol.
We got a lol from the aliens. Good on them. Good on them. I love the aliens.
Joe,
I will
just bring this one up from James C because I wasn't aware of this story, so I think this is interesting. But he says, I don't know if this is insensitive, but it's airsoft related. The guy was being interviewed in Ukraine, and he was an airsofter before the invasion and has now had to press his kit into patrolling the streets, which is an interesting one. So I know that there's a lot of this.
What he's in sort of taking up arms, or he's.
I believe so. Yeah.
Right. I wasn't sure. I did read that question earlier, and I thought the way I read it quite quickly was that he's in the streets with his airsoft kit, as in like.
I think he's using his airsoft kit,
as in his loadout, as in his loadout, his plate carrier and stuff like that.
Yeah. Something I did see that was quite interesting,
didn't they? You remember those riots? They had that bloke walking around with his airsoft kit and his airsoft gun, mixed in with a load of National Guard, didn't he? And just was wandering around with them for all day. It's like, and then someone turned around and went, "You're not a soldier," and he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not." And they arrested him.
Yeah, took arms as part of the defence force.
I can't imagine what people are doing out there right now. It's okay. 3 weeks ago, it was tickety boo, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? Coffees in the street, this, that, and the other, bit of shopping, and now it's fucking rubble. Unbelievable.
Two things that I did want to bring up. One was I saw an interview with somebody on I think it was the sort of Ukrainian Defence Force, but they were using Baofeng radios. I thought was quite interesting. So I mean, like, people are always going on about how like buy things like cheap knockoffs and stuff, but I mean that's, you know.
But then we've had this conversation because
It's
I mean you've looked it up, Mike. I mean, you know, it's the same power output and that as a 152 as the Harrison and the Talis stuff. So yeah, Grant,
I think there's a slight difference in quality.
Yeah, obviously that's what literally I was just about to say. You know, it's obviously not as durable. You know, IP ratings and all that are vastly superior on the actual Harrison, the Talis.
I think the Harrison's ones aren't they EMP protected as well?
I would imagine so, mate.
I'm not sure. I would have thought they would have been.
I would imagine so. But you use what's available to you, I suppose, don't you? Especially in that sort of situation. I mean, Christ, you know. But
yeah, there's the only other thing I want to say is it's interesting as well that a lot of old kit. It's very hard to get hold of certain things from the surplus shops at the moment. I don't know if anyone's had any problems with sort of trying to source anything, but obviously a lot of people are donating stuff and getting stuff over there. AATV have said that some of his old kit is now either in or on the way to Ukraine. So I thought that was quite interesting. It's just a little side piece to it.
Yeah, I must.
Anyway, come back.
I think I've got a bit of kit up here. I can certain. Well, then I haven't. I mean, it's not proper kit. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to send something that's not. I mean, I can send a couple of sleeping bags. I can send. But like sort of like kit wise, do you know what I mean? I just don't think it'd stand up to the riggers. I don't. You know, I'll happily send it, but if it's going to be any fucking good to someone, I don't know. Harris radio isn't Danny proof. I think there's quite a lot that's not Danny proof. Christ, we certainly know that Aku Pilgrims aren't fucking Danny proof.
Kit Pest on Instagram asked for kit to send out to the Ukraine. So give them a shout out.
Yeah, they've been doing some. They've organised some collections at work just for toiletries, you know, women's products and nappies and that to be. I think they're doing it once a week. We're taking it into the head office, and then once a week, a guy's taking a lorry load down to some sorting centre or something somewhere for it to go out. So lots of people are doing some really good stuff out there for it. These poor bastards are getting a Soviet ammo pouch. Any kit will probably appreciate it. Yeah, fair one, mate. Do you know what? I'll have a look up then. I'll see what I've got and I'll get it sent out. I mean, can we just chuck in military kit that you've got into like the normal kit requests, or is there a different thing that's got to be? Wait, I'll see. If someone could get hold of anywhere in Sussex or Surrey where they're taking sort of kit, if you know what I mean, to be sent, then I'll have a good clear out, see what I can send out there. 100%.
They've got a bit of a backlog at the moment, but if you want to send kit and ex-army stuff, from what I've read, it's meant to be on. You're meant to just drop the Ukrainian embassy a little message via their email address.
Okay.
That you can pick up on their website, and they like the military kit side of things because it's got to go direct. It's not a charity thing.
Well, I work in London overnight time, so I can always stop off and drop some kit off. It'll be a weird experience, but I'll be happy to do that once I've sorted through some bits. Anything I've got.
Yeah. Well, I think obviously we've had a bit of a chat about it now. Maybe go back to Andy's question about Russian kit being used in the MilSim side of things. Would probably be quite good, that one. Personally, I think at the moment, like what you said, just call it Op4 and Blue 4.
Yeah,
there's no need for it to be.
I agree. I think obviously there is guys out there who have got a full like Russian loadout, if you like, whatever unit or whatever it is they might have. But I think for obvious reasons, just having it as like Legion. We've said Legion do. They've got their Legion barbarians. There's no thing as to who they are. That's the barbarians against 10th Legion mounted, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? That's who they are. The two teams for their events. That's who you choose, whichever side you're going to go on. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit that recently, with what's happening, I'm very much of the opinion that we can have a story now, but I think using real places is probably not the best way to do it anymore, because no one really kicked off about when it was NATO versus Taliban, but now people aren't happy about Russia versus Ukraine. So now I think you should, like what Octo do, complete mystery. Like instead of NATO, you have Allied or whatever versus Hong Kong Fui. Do you know what I mean? But then I think using mystery places now instead of Russians would probably be the better way to do.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of places have sort of taking that stance, and even events coming up, they've changed it. I believe they've changed it to different factions and stuff like that. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe it is because obviously I think I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a tough one to talk about at the moment because obviously it's it's happening right now as we speak. This shit going down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not to say that it weren't going down when obviously like NATO forces or or ISAF were out in Afghanistan and stuff like that. But I think it wasn't. Go on.
Alien World Airsoft just said it should just be Jurassic Park Airsoft. Mate, I would definitely be up for that. That sounds wicked.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm down for
that. There you go. Keeps it nice and easy.
Can I just walk around being T-Rex all the time?
Oh no, I was going to claim
T-Rex. Can you do the squeal though?
No, I'm going to work on that for next week. Dinosaur noises for next week.
I'll write that down, Lance.
I've genuinely got to rehearse a T-Rex. Would you say it was a T-Rex squeal?
I think it's a velociraptor thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think dinosaurs squeal. You can't say they squeal. It's not like they're pigs.
The little ones do.
No, oh god. See, that's completely blown my mind now. That's almost as bad as dual. This is as bad as fucking dual creep. Whether dinosaurs squeal or not. Now that is a question. Do dinosaurs squeal? I don't think they do. I think they shrill.
Shrill.
I'm just glad we're not talking about the Ukraine anymore because it's such. We had this massive chat about it, and like literally all of what Andy was saying was the same stuff I was saying on the chat all the way before, and we were like, "Yeah, we're probably not going to talk about it because it's no." And then literally we've just spent the last 5 minutes
talking about it. Yeah, well,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought we better answer.
You get
Andy's question.
Harry Badger says, question to Lance. Saw your webbing in the woods pictures. You ran a whip antenna. Have you seen the SINR's TVAS body antennas? I've just ordered one. You boys tried them out before. So I have, but I'll let you guys answer first.
I haven't. No, I'm not familiar with it. Is that the one that weaves through the molly? By chance?
Yes.
Not seen that. My friend, very good friend of mine, actually told me about it. Or I've actually got it there. It was the copper braided aerial that he used in Afghan as a radio op for them when he was in Marines, and that's essentially what he done. He created the back of his plate carrier turned into an antenna basically. So
yeah, that's what I run on mine.
Oh really? No, I've not. I'm not familiar. I mean, the reason I haven't done that as well is because I'm always changing rigs. So unless I can get one for my plate carrier and just leave it be with an FMA connector coming out the bottom of it, so I can just chop the handset over. But I'm obviously switching antennas and radio sets to, my chest rig, my plate hanger, my webbing. So I like to have it versatile, so I can essentially just grab the radios out, pop them in something else, and crack on.
That's where you get the QDs on.
Yeah,
the
QD.
But I see, I found now where I have my radios, I don't require the relocation cable for the antennas. So I'm not actually using those. The braided ones we got from Poland. I think it's Poland, wasn't it? Which are really good, by the way. They're fantastic. I'm not actually using them at the moment. I'm not giving away or anything. I'm just saying. So don't get fucking excited for coming your way. But so I'm sort of in a position where my radios are literally just straight up out the pouch, and I can quite comfortably operate with just the antenna sticking straight up out the radio rather than having it relocated and then up my back or anything like that. So that's how I've gone down that sort of route, just to keep it minimal. Minimal cables, and easy to move from sort of like rig to rig depending on what I'm doing or event I'm going to. So otherwise you're there cutting zip ties off, you're looping it in and out, and then 3 weeks later you've got to take it off of that and put it on this. It's just like
that's why I put my radio on that QD mount, QD system, because I've got that. I've got the TVS running on my plate, and then I've got a whip for my chest rig. and I've just connected them both to a QD connector, so I just change it from pocket to pocket.
I'll tell you what I've seen, and this would be which I might order, is I've seen a 2-in-1 antenna cable for Bofang. So you can run two radios off of one antenna. So you've got the two FMAs come out the top, goes into a splices into one, so you can run dual like comms units off of one antenna. I don't know what effect that would have on signal output or receiving. I don't know. It is to me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not au fait with comms. I'm not au fait with very much, really, to be honest with you. But I can't see it having a detrimental effect to each handset. Because obviously,
it shouldn't do as long as they're on different channels.
Yeah,
because there'll be two separate antennas, and then probably they just wrapped it into one
sort of modular unit sort of thing. Yeah.
But
I thought it was quite
I wouldn't have thought they share the actual same antenna. I would have thought this still.
I don't know. See, it was just interesting. It was just that I saw that you've obviously got the essentially three males. I think it is three males. Yeah, so you'll have male to male into the top of your unit, on top of your Bofang or whatever, and then a single one into your antenna of choice, and then that's it. Then it's job done. So I'm guessing they are sharing the same antenna because it's not molded into an antenna. It's two leads. It's like like a 3-point. So you've got two there, then one up the middle, like a biohazard sign sort of thing, with your antenna at the top there. It's in them. I just wasn't sure if anyone's used them before, or something to consider maybe.
I don't know enough about radios in that respect.
No, I don't. I don't really.
The science behind it.
And
Bass from Octo is a bit of a guru.
Yeah.
So
that's who I bought my. That's who I bought my antenna.
I really like. So I've used the Stinger for my kind of the chest rig yoke setups. So like there isn't really anywhere to have like an aerial kind of like sticking out for those. So I've kind of used it for that because you can kind of weave it over the shoulder and it works quite well.
It's antennas are a very good line of sight, and as long as they're up out the back, out of the way.
Yeah, so the TVAS comes over my shoulder and actually like attached to the webbing. Whereas when I run a plate carrying stuff, I do admittedly like the look of the whip. And that's generally why I tend to run that one. This podcast is changing tack if we were talking about plugging males into males.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't changed tack.
No. Tom,
it's gone back on track.
That's it. Yeah, docking's always been a thing on here. I just like to point that out.
We will be doing a comms episode again at some point. We're hoping to get someone who is like a proper comms expert to come on, basically, because I know we tried doing it before. And we've obviously got a limited amount of experience in it. Silly Gilly's just said, do you think a stock antenna on the UV5R would be okay for the SEO event? I mean,
a lot of them they're set up for that, aren't they? That radio is set up for that antenna. So by rights, that antenna should be perfectly fine for an event. Because that's what it's been programmed with. That's what it's been set up to use to emit its signal, their results that they've got from setting it up. So yeah, mate, there'd be nothing wrong with that antenna at all.
To be honest, the stock antennas on the proper UV5Rs are actually pretty good. We use them at work.
Yeah, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it at all.
You get some good distance. The only thing that you might struggle with is if you're in a very built-up area, or if you're inside a building and everyone else is outside, you might have a little bit of communication problem. But that's the same with everything. You're trying to put a radio signal through a concrete wall.
See, I've changed. I mean, touch wood. I mean, I bought those gooseneck ones off of Amazon. I think they're about £25 each, something like that, and they're not that much longer than the normal. You know, you can get the slightly longer stock antenna, like the whip ones. They're not a whip one, but you know what I mean. They're a thinner. What's the Chinese brand? I can't think of the name of it now.
Nagoya.
Yeah, very similar to that, but obviously they're the gooseneck, and they're like one of them is like a solid tube antenna, and another one's got a slight whip to it. But since using them, I've not had. I mean, like we did at the NoFo private event, and that site there has been renowned for getting poor signal where I was as a down pilot. Literally crystal clear, mate, all day long. Almost to the point where I was actually managed to dupe Mike into thinking that our comms have been compromised by an American fighter pilot when it wasn't. It was just me holding my phone to the radio, playing it out for YouTube. Mike's gone, Lance, I think we'll have to switch channels. Our comms have been compromised by an American.
I don't sound like that.
No, you don't sound like that at all. But In my mind, in the story, you do.
That's fine. So Anvil Airsoft makes a good point. A lot of the whips on the market really aren't tuned for the frequencies we use. But if you can get a real Nagoya antenna from a decent shop, it makes a big difference. Be careful if you do buy the Nagoyas off of, I think like the Nagoya 777 rings a bell. A lot of them are clones on eBay and the like. So you can end up with basically something that looks pucker but isn't. And then radios and that are just a bit of a mystic art as far as I'm concerned. Like unless you've got all the kit to kind of test the equipment that you're using to check it is all properly like honed in and stuff like that. It's
definitely I need to get mine programmed actually, which is another reason for me seeing Wayne this weekend. Hopefully, just to give him the radios. Here you go, Wayne. Do these things, make these things nice and pretty for me. But I don't use them enough to get my head around it. You know what I mean? As sad as it sounds, I need to sit down for a good day and actually look at them and go through them. You know, so I mean, I can program the channels in, I can change settings within the menus and options, but it actually got getting into it and understanding.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do all that. Yeah.
Why do I do it for you every event?
Because then I don't have to do it.
Right. Okay, that's news.
Big brain moments happening with Lance.
Yeah.
See, I just put my little damsel in distress on.
Yeah.
My radio. He's like, of course I can. La 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 la.
See, I
man.
I was just going to talk about licenses quick with the Baofeng. So AATV make the point. Of course, everyone using a Baofeng has a license. The Punishers do. We're covered. And then subsequent at NoFo events, we're also covered. So because.
But Chirp's a good program.
£85. Was it 85 quid for 5 years?
Yeah, it's something like that, yeah.
I think it's 75
for a team. No money at all, is it? You know.
No.
Ryan says, as much as the antenna is a good thing, the headset and PTT also make a massive difference. Yeah, I mean the number of people that I've programmed radios for, so they are definitely all on the same settings, and then come back and go, "Oh, Mike, the radios aren't working. You've programmed them wrong." No, I haven't. It's because you're using, a multitude of different antennas, PTTs, headsets,
and
microphones.
Like you said there, Mike. Yeah, I've had that as well, and I've fallen foul of that. Where using a combination of of two different brands of headset or P. So, like for example, using a Contact PTT with a Retevis headset. If you had a Retevis PTT and the same headset, you find you're going to 99% of the time you're going to get a lot more consistent comms than you are from just my PTT's broke. I'll just get there's a Contact one. I'll get that one. I've got me whatever it is headset. I'll bang that into that. There's a good chance it's not going to be compatible with it. A lot of companies say, it's multiple compatible, blah 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 blah. But if you can get like for like, same branding, same companies, top and bottom, if you like, do so, because it just gets rid of them headaches that you think's in the radio and it's actually not. It's in your PTT and your comm set.
Yeah. So I use a guy on Instagram, 54 Communications. And I literally just sent him a photo of what I had. So my Peltors, the connection cable and the Baofeng. Sent him a picture of that and said, make that work. And he sent me out the PTT, a proper aerial and stuff. And he said that will get you all up and running. And I've not had a problem since.
Nice.
But now I'm changing my kit a little bit. I've emailed him again and said, look, I want this sort of button. And he's like, this is what you want.
Right.
And he can supply it for you. So he's a good lad as well.
So that's 54 Communications, is it?
54 Communications.
Oh, okay.
He's on Instagram. And literally just
send him actually. Rings a bell.
You just send him a message and he just goes, yeah, this is what you want. This is what I've got in stock. Which one do you want? And you're like,
right, nice.
Yeah,
do you run that helmet all the time then, Andy? Do you run your pelters all the time?
Yeah.
So you haven't got any other headset or setup that you can use. Say you was going woodland and recce. Would you wear that helmet? You wouldn't go soft top?
No. So I do have like a cover. Yeah. So I do have a cover for it, so I can take them off the helmet if I want to run like a soft hat or something.
Oh, so you can run it as cans on a headband sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can just swap them back over depending on what sort of kit I'm using. But I tend to use the Peltors because bangs hurt, and also getting your earpiece shot out by a mate makes you feel like you're sucking on helium.
That's a tosser move. That is.
Yeah.
What sort of a friend would shoot your covert earpiece out of your ear? What sort of a What sort of shot would that be?
A ninja. BB Ninja.
A BB Ninja King. Wouldn't it, Mike?
Fuck you.
BB Ninja King. Oh, I love that name. That's in my ear. Yeah, nobody knew that Mike's earpiece was full of helium. It just encircled his head. It's in my ear.
I'm so happy with it. Nick says, "What do you think about HPA?" There we go.
Oh.
What do you think about
I don't
HPA?
mind it personally. I am debating turning my LMG, my 249 into a HPA setup. Whilst I get that there's a lot of hesitation in terms of the line and stuff like that, I think with an LMG, you generally aren't shifting from left to right. You're not generally throwing your gun about too much. That's not to say you can't, and you obviously it depends on the line. I've never run with a line, so you're right. It is a bit Ghostbustery, but you know, I've seen some pretty nice HPA systems, and I think the element of tuning and stuff like that.
Did Harry's proton packs?
Ryan, hang on. Ryan has got it bang on. HPA only if they have a realistic fire rate. I hate these HPA meta builds in CQB. That's the thing. If you're firing 900 rounds a second, that is not an appropriate system.
Anvil Airsoft never cross the streams. Important safeties tip. Thanks, Egon.
Yeah.
I love Ghostbusters films. I mean, they're brilliant. Favorite.
The new ones or the old ones?
What, the Afterlife new one?
No, the new ones, which is there's the 4 women. I think they did the women one.
Yeah, it's quite comical. But they've done another one since they Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
Have you not seen that?
I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan personally.
No, I'm not either.
I like other things.
Sorry.
He's a Scooby-Doo fan. Yeah.
Well, that was more T-Rex. I don't know what that. Bro.
That was one of those little dinosaurs again.
What, they're working packs? Jumps over the log and eats them.
Yeah.
That definitely sound like one of them.
What do you guys think about HPA?
I wish I'd never sold my my cyber gun my gas blowback Colt, like the Colt Commando M4. I wish I'd never sold that because that was fucking wicked. That's not funny. I wish I'd never sold it.
No, sorry. Rage says Mike doesn't like Ghostbusters. Am I a Nazi or just a terrible human being?
I think a combination of both of those things, Rage, if I'm honest. I don't know how you can not like Ghostbusters, but you know, each to their own.
No, I didn't say I don't
Have you had
like
a bad
Ghostbusters.
experience with
I said I'm
Ghostbusters?
not a huge fan of Ghostbusters.
Were you
quite happily
picked on
watch them
by the Ghostbusters, Mike?
No, see, I'd rather not. I'm not. We go round in a circle. Big fan.
Yeah, Andy, do you like
Sort of,
Ghostbusters?
No.
Fuck you, Andy. Rage, I love Ghostbusters, mate. I'm with you. We're going to Ghostbuster the shit out of these two when we see them at an event next. Yeah, take that. Don't make that filthy either. I knew that look in your eye.
Yeah. See,
I knew exactly what you mean.
HPA has its place. Yes,
yeah, that's understandable.
Like,
right, so yeah, HPA has its place. Carry on.
I bet if Ghostbusters drove an SR Nova, Les would like it. And listen to garage tapes. You remember not? He'd enjoy it.
Big garage.
I reckon it's because he can't understand it. That's what it is.
It's too highbrow.
It needs to. He needs Les needs Croydon subtitles on it.
Right, HPA.
It says Ray, listen, and then it translates to Les. Ray, hear me now.
Oh,
I know that's a party.
I think you've upset him now.
No, we haven't. No, you can't upset Les. He's too happy. Well, I've never seen that man upset. Apart from walking down that hill in the dark at night when he had to hold hands with someone. You didn't see where he was going. That was funny. Watching him through the thermal scope. Go on.
Hi, Damien. Welcome to the madhouse.
Even Damo, we're just talking about how much we love Ghostbusters, mate.
Yeah.
Please say you like Ghostbusters, Damo. Don't let me down.
I like
Everyone's good.
Ghostbusters. I just
No,
wouldn't go
you
out of my
can't
way
go
to
back
watch
on it now.
No, because I
You-
said I'm
no.
not a fan. Like it doesn't. There's a big
You
difference.
can't
between I
like
don't
something
like
but
it.
not be a fan of it.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can.
How does that work? Tell me
Because
something you like but you're not a fan of. Yeah.
Without making it dirty.
Fuck both of you, all right?
I'll tell you what. Right. So
All right.
I like
Queensbury rules. Let's have it.
Yeah, no, we'll go with it.
Do you wanna
So
do it
I
with me?
like the Marvel films. A lot of the Marvel films, like I don't know, the Avengers and stuff like that.
Mm.
I would say a fan would be someone that has to go and see that in the first week of it being out.
No, I
I would say so.
wouldn't.
All
No, a fan would be someone that would choose.
right.
to
Rewind
watch
select.
You get me. Yeah, and also if it was Leslie's Ghostbusters film, it wouldn't be like an ambulance siren on the car. It would just be them air horns at a rave, like "Bah, bah, bah, bah. Blah, 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 blah. Here come the Ghostbuster. Murderer.
Nick's been asking a lot of very sensible questions all evening, and I appreciate it. Very
Sorry,
much.
I'd like to
Sorry.
apologise for my colleagues. On behalf of my
Single
colleagues, I'd
or
like to
double night
apologise.
vision eyepiece / bit of kit on a helmet.
I've got a
Double.
single monocular over the left eye, and then I have my thermal one running on the right on the weapon.
Double with
Come on,
thermal.
bread bins. Come on, bread bin. You get
I don't
me.
have either. So okay.
Carrot.
See, look, they are. Silly Gillies nailed it. I'm a fan of November Foxtrot. I just don't like it. There you go.
Right. On that note, night.
Yeah, and on that bombshell, it's time to end.
And AATV says quads will go home.
Chords will go home. It's just not MilSim.
Go home, yeah. Although I'd love a set of new ones where it's all thermal image
Bog
night
rolls.
vision. Have you seen them?
The combined ones.
Ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'd love them.
Mike,
Because everything looks like a comic book, doesn't it? It's like that kind of
Everything's got an outline. hasn't
outlines.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, Mike, check the pit in the NoFo chat.
Is this? Okay, I don't know. This could be anything. This could be mean blowjob hand, or it could be T-Rex. I don't know what. Could be a lot's happened.
Ah, Harry sent me a picture of his proton packs he's got hanging on the wall.
Ah.
Fair enough.
No, see, now
I thought perhaps he'd photoshopped one of us doing something. Then.
that's a fan. That is a fan.
See,
See you later,
Harry,
Crispy.
can they? Do they fire? Are they like? They're not HPAs, are they? You can't actually blast a tracer. Oh, there's a challenge for Harry.
See, actually, I've seen, so changing the subject slightly away from the proton pack, I have seen an airsoft flamethrower, which is almost like a continuous 40 mic. It's firing so many BBs. It's that kind of like
Yeah.
spray
Yeah, it was
effect.
over in America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They basically had two tanks. One was full of BBs, one was full of compressed gas.
The other one was full
And
of
it
paraffin.
literally just drops it out.
There's fireballs coming out. My cheap knockoff shit's all going up in flames.
Right. On that note, we probably better call it a day.
Oh, do we have to? We're having loads of fun. I've got a hot coffee on.
What's in that coffee?
Nothing. Yeah, anyway, let's finish there, shall we? Let's just slowly turn this off.
Right, next week we're hoping to have Terry on, but I don't think we've spoken to Terry about that yet. So
Surprise, Terry.
That's not necessarily Terry in the chat. It's I've got one of my best friends is called Terry. It could be him.
it could be anyone called Terry.
Yeah, my DPD driver's called Terry.
Thanks,
So it could be
Alien
him.
World. Cheers.
Alien World. Awesome. Cheers, buddy.
Right, Andy is going to do the outro bit. So, Andy, how can people get in touch with us?
So you can get in contact with us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also contact us on nofochat@hotmail.co.uk. No, hotmail.com, or on our website, which is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk or lancelance.com. And also as well, you can chat with us on the NoFo community chat on Facebook.
Beautiful.
Did I miss anything?
No,
I think I have.
that was quite actually brought a tear to me. That did. I was actually quite choked up.
Yeah. I've been
Should have
reading
brought
that
some, like,
all day.
We should have brought some slow music in, and he could like.
Actually, that hit me right there. That did. Got me right there.
That's it. You can't get rid of me now. I've said the intro, like the ending.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know me. Don't talk to me.
You know me, don't talk to me.
Terry's left the chat. Terry's AFK. Love you, Terry.
Right. What does Andy mean? Us?
What
Is
does
he a new
Andy
host
mean
or something?
us? Is he a new host? Oh, I'm guessing.
No,
Ed.
just...
Oh, thanks for tuning in last week, Ed.
Yeah.
There's a super.
Yeah.
As Ed #1 super fan of November Foxtrot.
But he doesn't like it.
Who the fuck's that? And I don't like your show, but I'm a fan. Sorry,
I don't like
Andy is our new co-host for the show for the foreseeable future. When he can, when he's not busy
Until
with
he
work.
passes his probation.
Yeah, he's on probation at the moment for the next 3 months.
That
We'll
was
see how it
worrying.
goes.
What was the Facebook channel? So we have our main Facebook page, which I don't. Oh, we do. So you can find us at November Foxtrot NoFo on Facebook, but we also have a NoFo community chat, which is more of a group, I think, rather than a page. So people can get more involved with that. So the page is for the channel to kind of distribute information out, whereas the community chat is like everyone can get in and just chuck shit about and basically
have a good old a knees up.
Yeah,
basically through Mike's dream about me, but
yes, that is how it started.
Mike actually had a dream about Andy one night, and then we decided to have a chat room made about it. There we go.
There we go.
So you can carry on any chat you want that's been on the chat tonight. You can pop over there and carry it on.
You could talk about which Terry's coming on next week. Talk about that. You could talk about dinosaurs. I'd love to continue the chat on dinosaurs. Would be good. How much Mike likes Ghostbusters. Anyone out there who's quite Photoshop friendly can Photoshop Mike onto some Ghostbusters scenes. That'd be great. You might win yourself a couple of NoFo stickers for the best one. That's always nice to see. Or all three of us in a Ghostbusters scene. That would be quite fun. Like that.
If anyone, not the Marshmallow Man,
if anyone makes me the Marshmallow Man or the ball of green goo, I'm going to be very upset.
On it.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone's just going to be like.
Just quickly, James said, "I'll make a formal apology for bringing it up in the first." So this is going back to he was talking about the Ukraine. The guy
not at all.
Very sorry, didn't want to upset. It's not a problem. It's not. It wasn't. Yeah.
No, absolutely not, mate. No apology needed, buddy.
It's just
it was
trying to
bound
be
to
sensitive
happen.
to the situation, basically.
Yeah.
It's all gravy. Right. Cool. Join us next week. We'll have another episode for you.
Maybe.
Maybe have another one.
Oh, you whispered that as well. That was quite seductive. Slimer. Oh, do it again.
No.
When are we going to do
Right.
that?
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next week. Ciao.
I said ciao again.
Yeah, I know I did.
Ciao.
I'm telling you.
Ciao.